Hello and welcome, it's Wes here, and today we're going to be doing If You're Not Talking With Them. I was actually going to say, if we can get the camera to work, but it turns out it's working today, so that's wonderful. Alright. We're going to be praying that there's going to be no camera problems, alright? I just feel like that is the bane of my existence in doing this channel, is trying to get a functional camera. Anyways. For this video, you can find the timestamps, as always, in the comments section. Just look for my name, it'll be highlighted and pinned. Show more info and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever sign you want to watch. Alright? If you're not talking to them, is about an ex-partner. So if you don't have one, then I don't know what to tell you. Alright? But with any tarot video, please just use your judgment when something applies to you and when it doesn't. Alright? My videos are just, they're not suitable for everybody. So again, I sometimes read the comments and there's certain people that love it or they hate it. Alright, but I'm not going to change the way that I read tarot. It is what it is. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. Alright? And also, thank you for all the people that like my videos or continue to keep watching them or come back just to support it. Alright, there's been a couple of you that have been watching over the years, so I do appreciate all of you. Alright? And last but not least, if you need to get a hold of me through email, that is in the description box of this video, so just hit the drop down tab and it'll be there. Alright? I think we pretty much covered everything, so we'll start with... Well, I guess we'll just start with Aries. I mean, whatever. I was almost going to start with Pisces, but I don't think it really matters because you guys got timestamps. But I say that, and then people complained when I went from Pisces, started with Pisces and went to Aries. Like, you have timestamps. Why does that matter? But some people got annoyed. These allergies are fucking killing me. Aries, you are the very first sign today. Alright, tell me about a person our Aries collective is not talking to. Who's this person? What can I know? What can Aries know? What can the YouTube algorithm know? Because let's be honest, it's always spying on us. Wow, we've got two cards that wanted to come out here. So we have the Lovers reversed and the Knight of Wands. Alright, so my impression here, Aries, is that this is a person of some sort that you're... Well, I like this card because it has a... I don't know, in my opinion, kind of a sensual love experience going on there. But you can interpret it by all means how you want to, alright? I always think here she's like having a fantasy in some ways, like her knight in shining armor type thing. Anyways, it's reversed, so it's suggesting some type of person that you may have had a pretty intimate or close connection to, alright? Somebody with the lover's energy is not likely to be somebody that was a bit of a throwaway or a one-time date kind of thing. This would tell us that you had some serious chemistry with this person, but the reversal suggests you're either at odds with this person, or it could even go as farther than that, where you've had some beef with this person, alright? Maybe it was a little bit of an argument or a disagreement, or you just started to get annoyed with them. I'm not sure, alright? But the Knight of Wands here is good because it's telling us that whoever this person is has some degree of energy suggesting an interest towards you, alright? But keep in mind, the Knight of Wands is temporary energy. So this is somebody that, well, plain English, hit it and quit it, alright? You know, we don't know that, I'm just speculating, but the problem with the Knight of Wands energy is that while it is a good card upright, it's not very committed, alright? Because it's like an impulse card. Maybe I want it, maybe I don't. But, I don't know. I mean, if it's good, maybe this knight will stick around. I guess it would be sticking a lot of things. Tell me about this person Aries is not talking to, this Knight of Wands, Lovers reverse person. How do they feel towards Aries? A card comes out. It says the Temperance reversed. Bummer. How else do they feel towards Aries? Card comes out. It says the Four of Wands reversed. So whoever this person is seeing some fairly significant disconnection between both of you. So when we look at Temperance, it is a harmony card, an alchemy card. So the question is, in the reversal, what is going wrong here? This person, whoever they are, is seeing that you and them have some differences that is not aligning, all right? But just because you may not align with this person, or they may feel it, because let's be honest, some of you may still want this person, and others of you don't care, all right? But just because people don't align, they don't stop pursuing each other in some cases, is what I'm trying to say, all right? But this person is recognizing there's something, all right, that doesn't work between the both of you. This Four of Wands in the reverse can also suggest just a failed relationship, all right? Again, can also talk about some type of imbalance. So what's unusual, Aries, about this reading is this energy on paper would probably just tell us somebody in real life that would say, yeah, that is a connection that just doesn't work for me, I'm done with it, I'm moving on, right? The problem here is it's, despite that, saying this person still has interest to, again, come investigate, Aries, you know? Just see if you want to stick it out with them, you know? Wanna hang out? How does this person that's not talking with Aries, the one that's reading, see Aries? Person that's not talking. Aries, how do they see Aries? So it says the Seven of Cups. So they don't really know what to think it's suggesting. Seven of Cups tells us too many possibilities or unknowns about you. So this can tell us this person may not really know what your status is, what you're doing, who you're with, right? If somebody can see you clearly, it tells us that they have a lot of information about you, right? They could give anybody an accurate description about your situation. This person doesn't seem to have that. So it's kind of implying that I don't really know if Aries would be interested in this beautiful horse. Would you? I mean, it is your color, Aries. It's red. So, to start. I mean, he's even got the volcano in the background. It's got to count for something. Why is this person not talking with Aries if they have interest to come towards Aries? So we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. Why is the Three of Pentacles reversed? So we have Four of Swords that are reversed. So this is suggesting, Aries, a problem with... So what comes before the Four of Swords is Three of Swords, a pain or a separation or a disconnection, right? It's being challenged here in the reversal, suggesting something about that being... Because the Four of Swords in the reverse would tell us it's past that, it's moving on beyond that. In other words, in plain English, you guys made amends, it's good, everything's back to normal again. In other words, like if you had issue with this person, which this reading is suggesting there is some type of imbalance, it's almost implying that would be resolved. But this person, in why they're not talking, is it's suggesting that there's some issue in resolving that with you. All right, Three of Pentacles in the reversal is a I card, which tells us that, and in the upright would be more of a participation. In other words, a teamwork card. So it's saying that there's an issue with that. In other words, this person may, I'm assuming, would assume that they're willing to work on it, or, but you're not, type thing. But here's the thing, though. Even if you are in the world that this was an Aries that was willing to work on things, or what was open to just hearing them out or something like that, the problem is that their view of how you do that may be an issue to them. In other words, they may portray it as you're still being difficult when you're not. This is like somebody trying to come help on something, and then the other person saying, you're not helping. Well, your intention was to help, but they're just seeing it that like you're being more of a detriment. So I'm not really sure why so much imbalance exists. It's very strong in this reading. It keeps saying like you guys are different polarities almost, so this person seems to almost have this notion that there's something that you two can't move past, which is why it's like a blockage or something. So that could be somebody not admitting something, somebody not wanting to change something, I don't know. Alright. Alright, last card. How would Aries feel if this person came around to them? We have Seven of Swords reversed, so those are a revealing card. This could also suggest you'd be surprised if this person did, because it isn't a sudden exposure card, so you may not have seen this person for a while. The other thing it would suggest here in your feelings, though, is that if this person came around, you may feel that they're avoiding revealing something, or they're not telling you something. There may be suspicion around that. Alright. How would Aries see this person they're not talking to? Wow, kind of split the deck there. I also got a king here, but I'm not going to take that. But I'll take the knight. I'm only taking this knight here, Aries, because I just find it odd that, we had this earlier. Okay. It fell on the ground, but I was wondering if it flipped upright or something. It didn't. But I almost wonder if you know this person's style or how they approach. Like, it's like you're anticipating them to randomly pop up. Maybe you don't think it's going to go anywhere, but you just have a feeling they may, again, pop up. How does Aries see this person they're not talking to? The Fool. Very strange energy, Aries, because your energy is suggesting that in some ways it wouldn't really be a surprise, kinda, if this person showed up. Alright? The Fool can also be a risk taker card. It can also be somebody that is seeking to go on a new journey. The only question is, what is that journey? So this is almost implying that like you would be, again, slightly suspicious of this person. You may feel they're dodging certain things, but at the same time you would almost know that this person wants where they're going with things, I suppose. All right. My overall impression, Aries, is that this person has a active energy, a lighter energy. This person definitely feels that there's differences between the both of you that don't seem to be able to get resolved, or haven't been able to get resolved, or their confidence is not the greatest in that you and them would even work on it. All right. There's also this potential of some lingering problem that was probably a dividing issue between the both of you that doesn't seem to, like, they're almost portraying like you wouldn't work on it, or there's no ways to rectify that. This person doesn't seem to know a whole lot about your situation, or even if they have information, it is suggesting that there's a lot of confusion around that, or they're not really sure what to think. All right. And finally, if this person did come around, it would almost imply that you would be kind of aware of where they're going with things. But it's not really telling if you would, like, be into that. Like, you'd be receiving of it. It almost just implies, like, you know why they're there, type thing. All right? That's what I got for you, Aries. This person could be a fire sign. Also, yeah, just fire. I don't know what... The other energy is kind of scattered, so take it or leave it. That's what I got for you, Aries. All right. If this person did come around, they're most certainly wanting some fun with you. Taurus. Tell me about the person our Taurus are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Taurus know? Person Taurus is not talking to. It says justice. Right? This could be somebody that is wanting to make it right with you, Taurus. There's really no other explanation with this energy. It is a Libra energy. Tell us about this person that's not talking with Taurus, that apparently may or may not want to make things right with Taurus. How do they feel towards Taurus? So we've got strength reversed. So we've got some Leo energy there. So it's suggesting your confidence is not the best right here. It also says Two of Wands in the reverse. So I got a page here. Why does this person that's not talking with Taurus feel the Two of Wands reversed? So this person's feeling that things are fairly stuck. And we have the Queen of Cups here. So this person, overall here, Taurus, in their feelings, is viewing that this is like a Taurus that no longer has romantic interest in this connection. And even if you are willing to participate, Taurus, it's almost implying with the reversal here that the whatever romantic interest, or I don't want to say chemistry, but it could fall under emotions, just isn't there. So this would be like communicating with somebody, and maybe in the past there was a Taurus that was, saying, I don't know, romantic things or things suggesting of I miss you and you know, I've been thinking about you a lot and you know, just things like that would portray some type of romantic interest, but this is suggesting an absence of that or a queen that's just shut off or not interested. Now, a lot of you may say, well, there's a reason for that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. This person is just showing how they're, I guess, feeling about it. So they're almost like believing in some ways that because of how you are now, it's not moving forwards anymore or it can't. So even if there was the potential of something going somewhere, it's almost with the reversal suggesting it's stalled. It's not even, there's not even being a choice being discussed. Nothing. So this strength reverse can talk about a problem that's overwhelming, that is in some ways just either too difficult to deal with or solve, or there isn't much of an optimistic perspective to find a solution. So I would say their feelings are somewhat pessimistic. All right. How does this person see Taurus? It says judgment reversed. Clarify judgment reversed. Why do they see Taurus like that? So it says the Hangman. So this is saying that this person sees you as fairly undecided, and again in some type of thought or suspension where you're either not giving an answer, or won't give an answer, or like what's going on between you and this person is just unclear. Okay. Take it or leave it. That's what I'm getting. All right. Judgment can also, in some cases, talk about a new beginning, but the reversal here is suggesting also that unclear. Maybe you're no longer interested. This is kind of also supporting the idea that it's a Taurus that isn't, may not be too interested in this person anymore. Why is this person not talking to Taurus? Person in this reading. Why are they not talking to Taurus? Just use a different deck. There's too many cards falling out there. Why is this person not talking to Taurus? Here we go. We got the Hangman again. I mean, so you get it twice here, and how they see you and why they're not talking to Hangman. So, Hangman can also tell us that it's a person that's in silence, all right, or thought, or they're keeping to themselves, all right. It is a perspective card. It is sometimes taking a time out, a reflection, all right. But it's not a team card. Right, it's an I card, so that tells us that this person in some ways may be wondering, because given how they saw you, right, comes back to this. So it seems that, once again, it's suggesting this person's not talking to you because what you're doing is unclear to them, or where you stand, or there doesn't seem to be any type of clarity in this situation that you, maybe in the past, this person was, you were quite communicative to them and you told them, you know, even when you guys are having problems, maybe there was a lot of communication so this person could gauge a lot better about how you felt and where you stood. But now it's almost implying with this type of energy that is just gone. All right. This can also extend your Taurus to not just romantic issues. This person may also feel that you've got other things going on in your life, whether it's career, work, or maybe even another relationship, or you're exploring other options, or you're dealing with some type of family problems or drama that is pulling your attention away. All right. They may also feel that your mood is a little like unclear. And what I mean by that is that some people are fairly predictable. You know, like, I've come across, even in my own experiences, like people that you just know. I just know. It doesn't matter if it's this week or next week or the week after. I just know how they're probably going to be, how they're going to act. All right. And then you get other people, but you just never know what you're going to hit. It's like the lottery. It's like one minute they're going to be telling you the best news ever, and then another week they're telling you how everything's going wrong. So this person may kind of, I don't know. I don't want to actually, maybe I should hold my tongue a little bit because I'm like, there's a wide variety of Tauruses watching, right? But this person may find it hard to read you. I'll just say that. That's more politically correct. How does this, if this person came around the Taurus, how would Taurus see them? The person that's not talking to them. How would Taurus see this person they're not talking with? Why am I having a hard time getting a card? So I got this queen here, probably implying that you'd be a bit guarded to them. So you get hangman a third time. Alright, so I guess the question is, what is the hangman about? Actually, this is very revealing because this almost implies that you see them in the same energy. So, when you guys are mirroring each other. How is that possible that they see you, well, it's to judgment, it's a clarification, so it wasn't truly hangman, but you see them, so it's like you got matching energies. Why the hangman? Maybe you guys are made for each other, you know, like with this kind of weird energy. Tell us about the hangman. This is the moon reversed. This is almost suggesting from how you see them that they don't reveal much. Alright? Well, actually, maybe it wouldn't say that. Problem is, it's how we read the moon energy. The reversal can be good because it can talk about that if there was some type of clouding, that is no longer. But it can also be a worsening of the card, but it depends on what it's going to. And the hangman is kind of a neutral card because it's like, let's see how you feel to this person first. How does Taurus feel towards this person they're not talking to? If this person came around Taurus, how would Taurus feel about it? Got a king here, reversed. I'm going to split the deck. I only want to take that because it's very... You guys have like matching energy here. Also got a queen there, but won't take that. I'm just going to put the king to the side. How would Taurus feel to this person they're not talking to came around? So we have this Four of Swords reversed. How else would Taurus feel towards this person if they came around when they're not talking to? So the last card we're doing. Alright, we got a card. What do we get? So this is 1000% suggesting very clearly in your feelings, and again, some of you will disagree with us, and others of you, it's whatever, right? Alright, Six of Swords is, again, in plain English, moving to calmer waters. It is a transition card. It is times improving or making things go from a kind of bad situation or an unstable situation or less than the best to pushing to new territory or doing something to improve. That's the key word here. To improve the health of the situation or improve your overall satisfaction with something, all right? You can kind of see there in this particular version the transition occurring, all right? So it is a recovery card essentially, and also you have Four Swords reversed here, which is again also a recovery. It is coming out of a timeout period. So it's saying that Taurus would feel that you, in my opinion, would know exactly why this person was there, and maybe there's a questioning of mending or healing things between the both of you, which in my opinion, and how to describe this person, that would be probably accurate. All right. But how you see them is still a bit of confusing to me. It's almost suggesting between the both of you that there is some degree of matching energy. That you may also feel that this person is cold or disconnected to you. Here's my overall impression here, Taurus. Whoever this person is seems to have, as far as the energy is concerned, whether you would agree with it or not, it does show that there is some synergism, or synergistic energy. I don't know if synergism is a word, but my brain thought of it. Some synergy between the both of you, all right? Because it looks like both of you share. Again, you're sharing energies with each other, which I think is kind of cool. All right. But the only variance here is that in their feelings, they're looking at it more as a lost cause. Well, not a lost cause, but it's stuck. And they're kind of pointing it to that it's relating to you. All right. Your feelings, on the other hand, are more optimistic in that if that person was to come around, you would almost know why they're there, and you would suspect that it's to heal or mend or improve things from the both of you. In other words, get back together. All right. But both of you seem to be a little confused or unsure as to what the other is doing, or they're taking a timeout and you're taking a timeout. So there seems to be a bit of a mirroring energy occurring there. So, kind of odd. I would say this person here, Taurus, shows a lot of water energy. All right, and air. Air, water. We don't have, like, pretty much any pentacle energy in this reading. Actually, we have none. So, we'll rule out any type of earth sign here. Yeah, we'll just go with air and water. And there is some fire here, but very little. That's what I got for you, Taurus. Good luck to you, alright? Sounds like, I don't know, you guys are doing a standoff or something? Better call a SWAT team or something? Gemini. Tell me about the person our Geminis are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? Alright, so it's the star reversed. Right. Why is this person being described as the star reversed? Alright, it says the 8 of Wands upright. So this tells us, Gemini, that this tells us in some ways this is a person that is struggling to get something moving or get past something, although it's saying they want to. How does this person feel towards Gemini? So we have the Lovers, so this person is suggesting still has desire towards you, right? Or considers you someone of importance to them. They may also feel there's some type of past connection between the both of you, or alignment in some ways. You guys have values or past history that suggests that there's something more than just the average person. How else does this person feel towards you? Wow, this person has very positive feelings towards you, it's suggestive. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. I mean, with this kind of energy, I'm like, one would almost ask why they're not at your doorstep already. I mean, you notice the progression here, Gemini? It's like they come around, and then it suddenly turns from 2 to 3. Are we all seeing that progression there? Just happens to be a little one popped out there. So we kind of know what's going through their mind. How odd. Wow, we've also got a cup here, suggesting this person has interest still in you. How does this person see Gemini? Person that's not talking with Gemini. Sorry. Cards are really driving me nuts. So it says the world. Tell us more about the world. Why do I see Gemini like that? It says 3 of Wands reversed. What did that mean for them? This person that's not talking to Gemini. Card comes out. It says judgment reversed. Wah, wah. This is almost saying in some ways, Gemini, that this person kind of has the sense that you've concluded the situation. In other words, you've potentially moved on from it. But it's in a way where you've, like, what other way can I really describe it other than that you've just closed the situation, you moved on from it. Alright. It does kind of also further suggest that it would be a bit unclear for this person. So they have this. That's where it seems to be a bit different between you and them. Is that they feel that your conclusion to the situation is a lot more definitive than theirs. Why is this person not talking with Gemini? 2 cards come out. We have an Emperor reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. So this is also suggesting that despite when we're asking why this person is not talking, it's suggesting there is some part of them that wants to talk but is not talking. Tell us about the Emperor reversed. This person may be not clear with their situation. Clarify the Emperor reversed. Alright, there we go. This is the Knight here. What is causing this person that's not talking Gemini? What is causing their instability or delay, disruption, whatever you want to call it? Or what is setting back their situation? So potentially money or financial reasons could be an issue. Why is this person holding back communication? So it says the Ace of Wands reversed because they don't really know if it would start or it wouldn't start. So in my opinion, Gemini, what that's basically saying is that whoever this person is, maintain some interest with this Knight here, especially to want to potentially move things forwards. But their communication is saying they're holding back. Potentially they don't know if they'll even start or go anywhere. There's also with this Emperor reversed, it's not so good because it can tell us that, again, it's also supports like the Knight being reversed, that it's either somebody that has got some issues going on in their life or their situation's not very functional or stable. Alright? When I asked about that, it's saying 10 of Pentacles, so we're just going to go with the obvious, that it's suggesting something around financial. Or a situation of some sort. Doesn't specifically have to be money. Some situation, like if it's their living situation, or something else. How would Gemini see this person if they came around the Gemini? It says the Seven of Swords, so it's saying that you wouldn't really trust this person, or you would see them as somebody that's been avoiding you for quite some time, or is a bit shady, or they're not always telling you, like there's some other thing going on that they're not really, they don't reveal much. How would Gemini feel if this person they're not talking to showed up? It says Five of Cups reversed. So this is almost suggesting, in feeling wise, whatever disappointment you had towards this person may subside. Also, I have this page here. Take that. I'm going to take that too. Okay. You may also wonder if this person is going to offer you their cup, suggesting want another relationship again, but it's showing with the moon there that that's unclear how that would even go. So that tells me that there's probably a confidence issue on your side. Oh my god, these cards just drive me fucking nuts. Seven of Wands here reversed. Why is Gemini in the Seven of... Why would Gemini feel the Seven of Wands reversed if this person came around? What would cause that? Confusion again. Alright, which further supports this. Here's my final impression here, Gemini. Alright. Whoever this person is, what is the positive of this reading? Alright. The positive is it's telling us, and actually now I'm going to come back to this again because I want to change something or add something here, is that this star being reversed can tell us somebody that's not over something or having a hard time moving past something and wants something to move forwards. Alright. Their feelings are very suggestive. This person still has interest in you. That's the positive in this reading, right? The issue here is, in why they're not talking almost implies that there's a confidence problem with this person, and they're holding back, again, communication. There seems to be an unclear, I don't know, something in their mind suggesting that they're not really confident it would either go anywhere or start. Maybe it could, maybe it wouldn't. You know, somebody that's really confident would just kind of know, like, I'm going to make it happen. I want it. I'll go for it. Somebody that's not so confident, it's going to be throwing those seeds of doubt. All right. This person may also feel like something to do with their situation is also a problem or getting in the way. All right. What that is, couldn't really tell you. There's no ways for me to read a tarot card to know that. All right. But something like that is a problem. From their perspective, they may also get the sense that you're kind of just you've either moved on or like it was easier for you to kind of dip out or go. Like you seem to be clear, as far as where you stand. All right. It's suggested that if this person came around, that you would be suspicious of this person, or maybe wouldn't trust them, or you'd feel that there's something more to the story. In other words, if this person told you something, like, let's just hypothetically say they came and were telling you positive things, you may not trust it. But your feelings are unusual because it almost suggests that if there was some type of disappointment period, it would transition by their appearance. In other words, things you would kind of feel in some ways it'd be better. Like it's kind of suggesting like you wouldn't oppose them coming around, but it's at the same time saying that you really don't have much confidence in this. So the Seven of Wands there being reversed, it's almost a defeatist kind of thing. Like it's not going to go anywhere, and it's going to Seven of Cups. So there's confusion or too many possibilities or unknowns. In other words, it's like a Gemini that is concerned about maybe past issues or problems coming back into the picture, or something that's going to repeat. At the same time, there's still some type of curiosity of if this person's would, propose to you, or, well, not propose to you, but like, push for a connection or push for some type of something romantic, all right? Typically in a relationship reading, that page is there. Even though they're immature energy, it is a gesture. Want to go out? Want to do something? Well, then they're not just saying that just to go and drink at the bar. It's because they want to get to know you a little bit better or rekindle things sometimes. All right, there seems to be like an interest on your side, suggesting that there would be. Are they going to do that? All right. Maybe it's just wondering where they truly stand. Like that would help you make sense of like things a little bit better, because your energy overall kind of like gives us a lot of like uncertainty towards them, Gemini. All right. So my overall impression is that this person does want to come towards you. All right, but there's, seems to be a confidence problem, and I'm not really sure what's going to change that to get them to do something here. So I'll say maybe a 50-50 on this person. They come around. Good luck to you, Gemini. That's what I got. All right, take it or leave it. Be the judge. Doesn't bother me. See it how you want to see it. Cancer. Tell me about the person our Cancers are not talking to. Who's this person? What can I know? What can Cancer know? What can we know about this person? Says nothing. I guess you can't know anything. Wow, we're getting nothing from this deck. Person our Cancer's not talking with. Maybe they've all left. Just nobody. Alright, so we've got a Knight here. Knight of Wands. So this is just going to tell us that there's somebody that has interest in you. Alright? The Knight of Wands is a great window shopping card when it comes to romantic interests. But it tells us one thing, given that it's Wands and Wands energy, it is somebody that definitely wants to investigate you a little further. Alright. It's a good card because in the right situations, good chemistry, or it can generate a lot of chemistry quickly. But the problem is that, you know, at least in the tarot, when you have a lot of like chemistry, a lot of fire energy, it can heat up and start up some emotions in the water energy. All right, so it's really a question of, do those emotions start to cook or do they not? Because if it starts to cook, then generally things can, you know, bloom into something more. How would this look in real life? This would be like this person coming back in the picture and you start talking, and instead of just what you're thinking in your mind that it's going to be a 5-10 minute conversation, ends up being a 6-hour conversation. And then in the morning, it's another 6-hour conversation. It's like the whole day. All right? Well, that was sudden and unexpected, and now there's interest. Oh, you're single and I'm single? Maybe we need to get together. All right? That's a positive and favorable experience of the Knight of Wands, where it goes right. On the other hand, it could also be a conversation that starts with a 2 to 3 hour conversation, and the following morning that's it. So we just don't know with this Knight, but at least it's positive. It shows this person, whoever they are, has some interest towards you. How does this person feel towards Cancer? This Knight of Wands, person that's not talking to Cancer. This person still has, for sure, long-term emotions attached to you or associated to you. All right? For some of you may have had kids, children, or a past family-like situation. Wes, I never had kids with this person. Well, you don't have to, all right? This can just suggest homebody energy. Maybe this person was around you and it felt like home when you were around. It's like as if they were married. All right? 10 of Cups is pretty strong energy. You've known this person for a while. It's not your run-of-the-mill person that you talk to once a month at the store. Or wherever you work. All right? How does this person feel towards Cancer? This person that's not talking with Cancer. Let's get one more card. Also got a King that's showing up here. Kind of want to take that, but... Well, we downgraded from the King to this guy. Better luck next time. Just kidding. So, we got some Scorpio energy here, Cancer. This person seems to feel that things are a little up in the air, or who knows, a bit clouded. I mean, at least they're having trouble figuring it out. If only he could open his eyes. How does this person see Cancer? Person that's not talking with Cancer, how do they see Cancer? So we have the Justice, and we have the 8 of Swords reversed. What in the hell is that talking about? How does Justice relate to them? How odd. It says 5 of Swords. Why would they see you like that? Because that's almost implying making something right. And then we have a card of 5 of Swords, which is a loss for everybody or conflict. So this can probably tells us a clue that you may have had some problems with this person. The question is, what was that around? I don't know. I hate being generalized, but the problem is I really don't know. There's no ways for me to know. Okay, 5 of Swords again, it's a lost card, but it's not just for that person, it's for everybody. And the reason is because sometimes people can take situations for granted, or they do or say things that sometimes, really tick off or piss the other person off or create a rip in the situation that can't be mended, right? They say something that, you know, they probably look back and say, I shouldn't have said that, you know, because now Cancer is, you know, I don't know. Could have been some drama, could have been some problems. Who knows what that's about? But it almost shows, it would suggest that would have caused a divide between the both of you, right? Justice would be the opposite of that. It'd be making something right or mending a situation. So why does this person see you like that? That kind of implies to me, especially with the Eight of Swords reversed, somebody that no longer wants to be up in their head about it and come out of their head. So I think this person sees you as somebody they want to make something right with. Or there's something that bothers them that I guess in a perfect world would like to mend that. Or they would hope that they could mend that with you. All right. Or this person, you know, in some small situations, I'm going to say this won't apply to the majority of you, but it is possible that this person for a particular Cancer may want that Cancer to, it really depends on what happened, but may hope that it was a Cancer that would make things right or something like that. That's possible too. Why is this person not talking with Cancer? Oh. Well, I've got two cards here. We have Death and the Hermit. So this person is just suggesting, is pondering about a fresh start, right? Well, Death isn't truly like a romantic card, but what it's telling us with Death is that how does one really take a situation that may have been dissolved, or problems, or something from the past, right, or whatever is going on, and how do you push it forward to new territory, right? If there is rubble everywhere, how do you build a new foundation over that? What does that look like? How would that happen? What is if it's an old situation where you guys haven't talked for a long time? How does that look now in the current? Do you have to go and start dating all over again? There's a whole bunch of questions one could ask around that. It seems like this person's trying to examine that, and also not only just examine it, but look at the future, how that would look. Kind of suggests this person still has interest, so. And this can just, in plain English, tell us about how do we have a new start. All right. So why they're not talking with you, it kind of suggests that this person may be trying to figure out if that's possible, or they're just kind of wandering answers around that, how it's going to look, or how that would play out. All right. This tells me that it's not so complicated, or it's not so simple in approaching you. In other words, like, you know, I guess in a non-complicated situation, the person would just approach you and ask you and see if you wanted to go out, catch up, and go from there. All right, this person, for whatever reason, is not seeing it. It's that straightforward. They have to like get over something or some issue and then wonder if it's possible. Why that is, I don't know. It tells me that your situation with this person is probably a little complicated right now, or has been for a while. If this person came around to Cancer, how would Cancer see Cancer? If this person came around, shit, too many cards. If this person that's not talking to Cancer came around to Cancer, unexpectedly, how would Cancer see them? A card comes out and it goes over Justice. It says Hermit as well. However, this Hermit went over Justice. So this kind of confirms in some ways that this would be a Cancer that would also be wondering the same thing if this person is coming to make something right with you. So high synergistic energy between the both of you, which tells us that you guys have similar, there are similar ways that you may think alike. Which is probably why there was a connection between the both of you in the past. Because you get each other. How does this person feel towards, or how Cancer feel towards this person if they came around? Eight of Cups. Oh, well. Why would Cancer... You may feel that this person's going to leave again, or just as soon as they came, they're going to leave again. Why? Can't ask that. What causes Cancer to feel that way? I'm going to take that. You may not feel confident that this person's is there for love. What challenge does Cancer feel Cancer has with this person? Card comes up, and it goes to the Knight of Cups again. So that pretty much confirms what this is. Here's my overall impression for your reading, Cancer. This seems to me that what is going on between you and this person seems a little bit more complicated than I'm seeing here, because there seems from your side suggesting that there is challenges with how this person romantically approaches you, and that you may not be very confident in that. What's unusual about this reading is, in my opinion, it may actually imply a Cancer that does have interest, who wants to, in some ways, connect with this person, which is, this person feels that. So, this is kind of suggestive that why wouldn't it work then? If this is a Cancer that would be interested in this, and this person's interested, it has the Ten of Cups in her feelings, what's the problem then? But it's saying also in the feeling that you're worried maybe this person will just walk away or leave the situation. And also something again around how they approach you in love is not, I guess it hasn't worked in the past, or they have issues with that. Maybe it fizzled out. Or they're a bit, I don't know. Their approach is a little confusing to you. Alright. There also seems to have been some type of conflict. Maybe there was some concern around your side where you're wondering why did they leave in the past? And you got mad about it? I'm not really sure. Alright. There seems to be also with this reading some suggestion around making something right, or having to put something to bed so that there's no longer stress or worry about it. Alright? This person seems to, and why they're not talking with you, is almost implying that they're trying to even look at how that would look, and you started. Alright? That's what I got for you, Cancer. The positive right now in this reading is it is showing some interest to want to pursue you again. But this Knight is hit or miss. So, are we catching this person, in a week where it's all about Cancer? I don't know. And then the next week it's about some other sign? Who knows? Leave me a like if you got something out of that, Cancer. That's what I got for you, right? I also think that you guys potentially have very synergistic qualities with each other, or there's something about you two, whoever this person is, you and them, that you think alike. Wes, I don't want to think like that person. I don't. Okay, Cancer, then you don't have to. You don't have to. Leo. Tell me about the person our Leos are not talking to. Who's this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Leo know? Person that's not talking with Leo. A card comes out. It says the Page of Wands. This is a person that is curious to message you or reach out to you. Okay. It is Wands energy. while it is a page, that does tell us there's some type of interest to poke buttons. The question is, what button would they be poking? Hopefully the right one. This page looks like he's on a mission to definitely put that stick somewhere. Alright. That wand. Sparkling wand. It's got a glowing tip. How does this person feel towards Leo? This person that's not talking with Leo. Says the moon. Okay. So this person's very unsure about you. Alright? Feels the things are very up in the air between you and them. Alright? The problem with moon energy is it creates this kind of like clouding when there's a wide range of possibilities. Some could be good, some could be bad, some could be in the middle. Alright? But the problem at the end of the day is you don't know. Alright? How does this happen? It can be from mixed signals. Maybe one time you guys met up and it looked like it went well, and then for whatever reason you stopped talking in the morning. One would ask, what is that? What was that? Maybe they don't know. You don't know. I don't know. Right? Maybe you posted something that kind of suggests something, but they can't confirm it. You know, there's always those like random posts from time to time that like an ex-partner may misinterpret that says, had the best night with you, Jake. Well, another guy might be like, what does that mean? What was a best night with Jake about? Right? So it's something like that. Alright, the Hangman is not, well, it is also trying to analyze the situation here. They may also feel things are stuck, because the card can just directly talk about that. Clarify the Hangman. What is that about? Why is that in their feelings? So it says the Hermit. There's just a lot of thinking energy in this person's feelings. But it's not really telling us much apart from that. Also have the Ace here. I'm just going to take that, because this can probably suggest this person is wondering if it'll ever start with you. Also can imply here, going to the Hermit with that cup, of the question if I should, because it is the road ahead. So one would ask if it's even a good idea to approach Leo. How does this person see Leo currently? The person that's not talking with Leo. It says Temperance. What an unusual way to see you. Why does it suggest they see Leo as Temperance? Says the Nine of Pentacles reversed. What does that mean for them? Again, it says in Hermit the second time. What does Nine of Pentacles reverse mean for Leo? I've got a page here. I'm going to take that. And this Six of Swords. This is suggestive here, Leo, of whoever this person is uncertain of whether you would even be available to them. Alright. It's almost implying whether you would be interested in even moving things forward, which probably tells us also why they're in this energy, because this is like a person wondering like if maybe the last bridge has been burned. Is there any point to trying to resolve things with you? They may see you also as somebody that potentially would like to work things out with or come back into the picture. But there's some clouding on whether to even do that is a good idea. Why is this person not talking with Leo? In my opinion, we don't even need to ask this question because the energy is quite clear. So we have the Seven of Wands reversed and a King here. So we have a King. Why the Seven of Wands reversed? What's causing that? So this is showing this person's partially given up. Why the Seven of Wands reversed? It says Two of Cups. So it's unusual because it's almost implying that this king's not fighting for the connection, but still has curiosity, kind of. Or it's saying like they're not fighting because you're not together with them anymore. How would Leo see this? Almost got a moon here. How, if this person that they're not, the person that's not talking with Leo, if they came around to Leo, how would Leo see them? So, this is so unusual because of this already came out earlier. So we got mirroring energy here. You know what's funny about this reading is that their concern almost would be asking this question about like if you would even be open to moving things forward. And when I asked how you would see them, it's immediately coming back to the page. So they're kind of almost talking themselves out of. I mean, they're talking themselves out of it. How would Leo feel towards this person? Wow, we got another 6 here that's reversed. Person that's not talking with Leo, how would Leo feel if they came around? This person came around. We have Judgment reversed. How else would Leo feel towards this person that they're not talking with? Do we have the moon here? And we have the Six of... What a mystery of a reading. Because what is unusual, significantly unusual about this reading is this pairing here. And when we ask about your feelings, that those cards show up again. So it's basically saying that the thing that this person thinks you're not going to do is suggesting in your energy that's what you would do. That's what's unusual about this reading. So it's like in plain English, yeah, Leo wouldn't, they wouldn't do that. When actually in reality, well, we don't actually know if you would or not. It's just what the tarot's saying you would do. Some of you are going to be like, well, that's true, I wouldn't do anything. Well, it's saying in the tarot that you would actually be interested, but I guess we're never going to find out because this person's already talked themselves out of it. What do we learn overall of this reading? You've got a person here that seems to have significant uncertainty. So much so that they're ability to talk themselves out of something good here seems to be exactly what's happening. So it's like they're kind of screwing themselves, in my opinion. The positive is suggestive that there is some curiosity towards you, all right? But there's heavy thinking about, should I or should I not, all right? I'm assuming because of a lack of communication, this person has somehow filled in the blanks for you. And the problem with that is that it's suggesting that what would actually happen is the opposite. In other words, how they've filled in that blank was incorrect. All right? This person is showing a give up or defeat kind of energy towards this and why they're not talking. In other words, what's the point? That's what it's saying. Good luck to you, Leo. That's what I got for you. I don't know how to resolve this. This is a very strange reading. What is the magic solution to this? I don't know. But there is, again, some interest on this person. Still desire toward you. But they're just not executing this very well. Virgo! How are all my Virgos doing? Alright. Tell me about the person our Virgos are not talking to. Who's this person? What can I know? What can Virgo know? So we have the Five of Swords reversed, or not reversed, horizontal here. Why does it say that? This is the Queen of Wands reversed. So it's suggesting here that there may be some type of drama. The problem with this card, the Five of Swords being horizontal, is it could go either way. But what we know that it's a Virgo that's not taking action towards it. So that tells me that you're avoiding it. Like, this is a person that you've had some issues with, and it seems that you're just choosing to not do anything about it. Like, I'm just not going to deal with it. So, this may be a person that, for some of you, are intentionally avoiding or holding back from, because you feel that they play games. Or at least you interpret it like that. Tell me about this person that may be a bit of a troublemaker, game player, or something like that. For our Virgos that they're not talking with. How does that person feel towards them? Card comes out. It says Three of Pentacles reversed. So this person feels you're not very cooperative with them. And it says Six of Wands reversed. So this has been a bit of a flop, or it's not doing well. Why does this person get the... Well, these came out, but I'm not going to take them. We got Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands. I was going to say, even if I took that, this person may want things to progress, or is hoping that they will with that. Why does this person have or a pessimistic attitude in their feelings? Person that's not talking with Virgo. What's causing that? Card. Ace of Cups reversed again, so suggesting that a relationship failed to start where there's nothing to suggest romantic interest. So this person's feelings towards you, Virgo, are, in my opinion, just that, pessimistic. They're not seeing much potential or optimism here. I mean, how could you if the Queen's reversed? That's an action card, suggesting no action. I don't think I will. You can pass it and double it to the next person, please. Thank you. Alright, alright. Yeah. Alright. How does this person see Virgo? The person that's not talking with Virgo. Says Judgment in the reversed. Again, so this is kind of giving us another runaround where it's suggesting a Virgo that is just unclear. The Judgment in reverse can also talk about disagreements with each other, right? Which this particular reading is kind of suggesting the potential for that. Right. Why Judgment reversed? What's causing that to be reversed? Instability, it says. Alright, we're not going to ask too much more into that. So, balls are being fumbled, it says. Why is this person not talking with... This person feels disconnected from you. Why they're not talking with Virgo? So it says the Hermit reversed in the Four of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Hermit reversed. Person that's not talking with Virgo. Tell me more and why they're not talking with Virgo. Tell me about the Hermit reversed. So moving on, holding on. So this is unusual what it's saying, because it's implying that this person has clarify the Four of Pentacles. What else can I know about Four of Pentacles? It's like this person is holding on to connection and thinking about recovery, but it's almost suggesting that it's being thought about, but with no resolution or no like epiphany. It's a circulating thought pattern that's not really amounting to anything. How would that look in plain English? It would be like somebody that is stuck on a math problem that is trying to think of the answer but never comes to the answer. The only question is, how long can you stay on problem number 1? This person seems to be stuck on problem number 1 when it comes to you and not finding an answer. It's something to do with a timeout away from each other. That's one thing that's been contemplated in this Four of Pentacles. Can be a possession card, or wanting to still control, well, not control somebody, but not give something up. All right. It's like they don't want to give that pussy up, you know? Not allowed to. Can't. Tell me more about the Four of Pentacles. Also, I'm going to maybe take this page here. And we have a knight here. Clarify Four of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just do one more card. Wow, maybe I'll just take that. Fuck it. So, I'm going to just leave what I originally said. I think this person still has some possession or interest towards the connection. Alright. Which is what is showing that they keep thinking about. But, despite that, they're not doing anything about it. If this person came around to Virgo, how would Virgo see this person? It says, Star reversed. Well, that's kind of negative. It would almost imply somebody that you've still got some unresolved issues with. Tell us more about the Star reversed. You feel disconnected. You see this person. So it's saying that you would still see or get the sense of feeling estranged from this person, or like, you know what the problem with this reading is, Virgo, is that there seems to be a very strong absence of Cups energy. It's a cold situation. All right. So there seems to be like some real problem with that. How would Virgo feel towards this person if they came around to Virgo? How would Virgo feel? Person they're not talking with. How would Virgo feel? Wow, isn't that crazy? Both of you both in some ways are looking for a connection with each other. So let's just recap here. So this person is, why they're not talking with you, is spending too much time thinking about the thing that they're wanting. And it's saying you would feel, either you know why they're there, or you're feeling the same way. But the big problem here is that this person is either alienating themselves or kind of spending too much time coming up with their own, I don't know, potentials of where this relationship is, and they're not really doing anything to take action. And then it's also showing like a Virgo that is not confident. Like you'd still feel disconnected from this person. This is like, in my opinion, a love type hate connection where it's like both people kind of are looking for something simple, but it's not getting there for some reason. And this person seems like they haven't had much luck trying to get it going. I don't know what the problem is. The only suggestion is it's like you guys don't work well with each other. Saying, well, okay, it's not the tarot saying it. Saying this person. What is the challenge between Virgo and this person they're not talking with? So it says moving things forwards and working with each other. So Temperance is a harmony card. And we got Wands energy, which is a good push to get chemistry going. Well, I'm pretty sure Virgo will just say it's their job. They got to do it. It's not my problem. Anyways, Virgo, that's what I got for you. My overall opinion here is that there at least is some synergism or synergy between the both of you. That seems to be clouded, unfortunately, between whatever this disconnected energy is. Is it a communication problem? I'm not really sure, or a misunderstanding, right? This person does carry some type of pessimism. There seems to be some type of reserved energy towards this person on your side. In other words, it's suggesting two things. One, you are not a queen that's going to be hot and heavy and pursue this person, rather holding back energy, and it's also implying a disconnection with Five of Pentacles energy, and Star reversed is still potentially something. That's not 100%, but it's possible something from the past that you still feel is not resolved, right? Or if it's not even that, it's just saying that you're just not very hopeful, or about the situation. Is it because you just don't like the way that this person is like approaching it, or the way they handle it, or you're hoping that they're going to say something or do something and they don't? Right? This person, again, this is super telling in this reading, because it's almost suggesting like this person like blaming that it's like you and them don't seem to like there's a snag between the both of you. You don't seem to be able to work, like find a solution to it. And they may get a sense that you're seeing it differently to them or something, on how to approach something. Like, maybe this person wants to stay at home and watch a movie or something like that, and you're like, well, actually, I want to go out to go and get dinner and get dressed and do stuff like that. So there's a conflict of interest there. And maybe this person's saying like, well, yeah, see, that's the issue there. I just wanted to, why do we always have to do what Virgo wants? But maybe you don't see it like that. Maybe you were I just think it would have been funner if we went to go and do that. Very simple thing that turns into a big issue really quick. Right? Those are my thoughts there, Virgo. Take it or leave it. Make what you will of this. There is definitely some synergistic energy here, which I find very cool. Right? Which tells me that both of you still think about each other. But this is a fish out of water kind of situation right now. This person's still stuck on you, which is also unusual, but they seem very pessimistic. Like they don't know how to push it towards. If you got something out of that, Virgo, please leave me a like. Appreciate it. Libra! It is now time for your reading. Tell me about the person that, well, the cards flip-flopping already. Look at that. I just kind of wanted to poke on out. Okay, we're going to put those back though, but that could suggest somebody interested in a connection. Tell me about the person our Libras are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Libra know? What can we know? Oh my god, come on. So it's somebody that walked away, or you feel walked away. They left all their cups there too. It must have been quite a party, huh? I always wondered, this came to my mind, I'm like, maybe in modern day times, this is like that person that came over to your house and you guys had like 4 bottles of wine and there's just cups all over the place, and then they left during the night. You woke up and you're like, what the fuck happened? I don't know. Alright. Tell me about this person that potentially left the situation or walked away. Person that's not talking with Libra. How do they feel towards Libra? It says the Page of Cups reversed. Feel like nothing's really happening right now. How else do they feel towards Libra? There is some disappointment, so nothing's happening, and there's some disappointment. There's some Scorpio energy there in general water. Why the Five of Cups? Clarify that. And I find that odd because in their energy it shows 5 cups here that are upright. 5 are upright. We have the 5 of Cups. So that tells us something that's a clue. Because what it's saying there is that this person didn't just walk away for no reason. They were reluctantly had to walk not had to walk away, but they made the decision to walk away. But it was disappointing, is what it's saying. Right? This also ties back into this energy as well, because that sometimes suggests with 8 of Cups, not always, but sometimes, depending on the energy, that if you think about the progression, the 8 of Cups will go into the 9 of Cups, which would tell us a wish coming true, and then to fulfillment when it goes to 10 of Cups. So this tells us it was somebody that was investing time, energy into a situation. So having to leave it can be just that. Disappointing. Nobody wants to flush time, money, or emotions in a situation down the drain for nothing. Right? So there must be a reason why it's saying this person left. Right? But it does show disappointment. Right? That doesn't mean to say you're a bad person. I'm not saying you are. So let's not interpret it that way. We don't really know what the exact reason was. This 3 of Wands came out on its own. Something could have been stalled, or it wasn't moving forwards, or it wasn't going far. This could have been sudden, like it was moving. Things had been moving forwards, but then it stopped. How does this person see Libra? Person that's not talking with Libra. This is 10 of Swords reversed. Look. Okay. So this is like kind of a cutting one's losses energy. They see you as, but with the swords being reversed, this is almost like if there was anything negative, it's gone. It's no longer. So their energy is a little odd. Oh no! Let me retract that, because this is how they see you. So this is saying that you would potentially be over the situation, or you're past it. Like you're not worrying about that. All right. So the reversal is telling us that whatever that cycle was has ended and come to a close, at least from their perspective. So they may get the impression that you've either disconnected or you've checked out before they did. Some of you will disagree with that, but I don't know. That's what it's saying. All right. Why is this person not talking with Libra? Person that's not talking with Libra, why are they not talking with Libra? Card comes out. It says the 6 of Pentacles reversed. Wow, that's not the best. What's causing that? Tell us more about the 6 of Pentacles reversed. What causes, or what is the issue, or clue to what they have an issue with? 10 of Wands reversed. How would Libra view this 6 of Pentacles reverse energy towards them? This is 2 of... This is unusual what it's saying here, Libra, because it's citing a problem that when I ask around to you, saying that you wouldn't see that problem. And this person is feeling, it has a sense of some sort that it's one-sided. But again, when I ask about it from you to them, that you wouldn't see it like that, that things are fine. How weird. In other words, it's saying that you would counter, if they brought that up, you would counter that and say that that is not the case. Now, this person is seeing it as an issue where it's just beating a dead horse. Like, won't change. What is the Ten of Wands reversed around? It says walking away again. Wow. So, evidently, this is why it's saying they left, is because of this Ten of Wands reversed going to this. Well, talk about a climax. Jesus. So, what we have essentially is a problem that seems to be going on with this person, but a Libra that is either seeing the situation radically different or doesn't see a problem with what this person's talking about. If this person came around to Libra, how would Libra see them? It's the Hermit. Clarify Hermit. What would Libra believe they're in the Hermit energy for? So you would be unsure. You'd almost be... In other words, what it's saying is that if this person who apparently left came back around, you would be wondering if they are romantically interested in you. But with the Hermit being there, it's almost showing like a deciding energy. In other words, you're not conclusive that that's really what they're there for. In other words, you may get a sense that they're actually there for some other reason, but you're not really sure. Maybe it's like dressed in new $200 Nikes, went to get the hair done, got like some banging clothes on, came back, been working out the gym, got some money sticking out the pocket, pulled up in the new Benz, and you're like, wow, is that what they're there for? And they're like, oh, I just came back from my Xbox. My bad. Like, the fuck? Xbox? I knew you only cared about that damn Xbox. Xbox. Killing relationships since 2000. How does Libra, if this person that's not talking with Libra came around to Libra unexpectedly, how would Libra feel towards him? It says Knight of Swords reversed. You may feel that this person's holding back, or they're not telling you something, or they're not being clear. You feel that there's what is the reason for that? Tell me about the Knight of Swords reversed. It's a lot of suspicion from a Libra. Playing like detective or something. You got the Queen of Cups reversed here. Some of you may feel that this person's holding back or not telling you that they don't have any love for you. Alright, with this Queen being reversed here. Wow, there is all sorts of confusion in this reading. Too much. Like there's a ship, like a tanker ship amount here. What is the challenge between Libra and this person? So it says the Lovers and the Seven of Wands reversed. It's saying that there's low effort, or the effort is being... There's some type of defeat when it comes to the Lovers energy. Here's my overall opinion with this reading, because I got to move on here, Libra. Right? This reading, I'm not 100% what to make of it, because you've got a person here that seems to have... It's almost... Whether you believe this or not, this is what it's saying. A person that came around that seemed to actually have interest in a Libra. But the problem it's saying is that there was some factor or issue that came up that this person, it started to bother this person. And from their perspective, it didn't change, couldn't change, or wouldn't change. I don't know. Alright? So much so that this person just felt that it was pointless even trying anymore. Alright? This Six of Pentacles reverse is also a problem card, and why they're not talking, because it's saying that it's a person that may feel things are one-sided, or that they're not getting much out of a situation, or they're participating or doing something, or they're, even if that in some ways is not 100% going on, it's anticipating that it's going to be like a draining situation, or it's going to just be putting an effort to get very little back. So, again, a lot of you may just be like, well, I don't fucking care, whatever, but this is what I'm saying, right? The issue, when I asked about that, I told you earlier, is it seems that your opinion about that would be different, alright? So, it would conflict with this person, which is an issue, which is part of the reason why this person seeing it is not a resolvable issue. And the tarot confirmed that apparently your view on that would be different. So it can't change. So this person's decided, you know what, I'll just leave, which is what it's saying twice now. Then it says on your side that you would be wondering if this person, and this is assuming in the world that just came around, that you would be wondering immediately if this person was there for romantic reasons. Alright? But at the same time, would be getting the sense that this person's holding back or not telling you that behind closed doors, that they don't love you or they don't care, is what you would be suspecting, right? Then it's saying the challenge is that there's some type of defeatist energy going on between the both of you, which doesn't allow for the Lovers to really occur. Where would I see that challenge here? You've got one person seeing an issue that doesn't get resolved, and then you've got a Libra that's suggesting this person is holding back or not saying that they care, or something around that. I don't know. I don't know the magic answer to this situation, Libra. It's kind of complicated, but what's unusual about this reading, too, is it seems that it's like, why are these conflicts in this reading persisting? Is it a communication problem? I'm not sure. Good luck to you, Libra. All right. Man, I'm tired. Fuck, I don't know. Come on. Scorpio. Tell me about the person our Scorpios are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Scorpio know? What can we know? Two cards come out. It says the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. This is suggesting somebody that has a very difficult time getting things started with you, or has had a difficult time. Look at how many sticks they got to carry there. It's been a complicated suggesting, or a difficult start. Or maybe things get in the way or hold things back. Tell us about this person that seems to be having a hard time getting it started with Scorpio. How do they feel towards Scorpio? This person that's not talking with Scorpio. Oh, come on now. Sometimes the deck, it's like when you shuffle it, like the cards just align in such a way where they're like at a deadlock with each other. It says the Magician reversed. Again, this is telling us this person cannot get it started with you, or the situation's not right, the stars aren't aligned right, something's not right. This person really needs some relationship Viagra. Just ask the tarot. Would some Viagra or Cialis help the situation between Scorpio and this person? Might as well just ask. Says it would. So we got 4 swords reversed. It might move things forwards, it says. So this would be after a breakup. This would be transitioning past that to move on. So who knows? Interpret that how you will. I guess it would mean a very fun night. All night long. How does this person feel towards Scorpio? The person that's not talking with Scorpio, give me one more card. We got the Devil reversed. So we got detachment energy. Alright, so their feelings are not too optimistic. How do they see Scorpio? Person that's not talking with Scorpio. How do they see? I almost want to take that. And we have the Ace of Cups. So this person still sees you as a romantic potential. So they're trying to detach themselves from you because they don't see a like they're saying like it's not working. But I want Scorpio, but it's not working. So it's like something I can't have. What is causing setbacks? Let's just ask that, because that seems to be a very important question here. What is causing these setbacks for this person? It says the Eight of Wands reversed in the Chariot. How do you even interpret that? Because it's saying stalled and trying to move it forwards. Why does it keep saying the same thing? But that doesn't answer the question, unfortunately. Why is this person not talking with Scorpio? It says Nine of Cups. Success or good times. Wow, and this came out on its own. We have Lovers. So this person evidently wants something to work, but it's saying they're not talking because they're not getting that. So we still don't know why that's not working. What's causing the Eight of Wands to be reversed between Scorpio and this person? What caused the Eight of Wands reversed between Scorpio and this person we're not talking about? So it says the 10 Pentacles reversed. Bad luck, or things fell through or didn't go well. And that doesn't really help us. The 10 of Pentacles being reversed is not a good card to get. Because that can just purely talk about sometimes unexpected problems occurring, situations like your living situation goes to shit, financial problems. It can talk about a marriage falling apart. You know, a wide range of things, but they're not good. So it's saying something happened or there was misfortune. What is the challenge? Let's ask this. How, if this person showed up to Scorpio, person that's not talking with Scorpio, and they showed up to Scorpio unexpectedly, how would Scorpio see them? So it says Devil reversed and the Four of Cups. So both of you have aligned energy with each other. Both. So this person feels there's detachment from you, and you feel the same way. And it's also suggesting that you have disappointment towards them. In other words, you're wanting something more from this person, and you're not getting it. And this can also talk about the past disappointments. So there's things that have happened between you and this person that unfortunately have been put into the I'm not happy, I'm disappointed category. Could have been better. Or you may have felt let down. How would Scorpio feel towards this person they're not talking to? Wow, it's not going to go anywhere. We got Knight of Pentacles reversed. We got the lame horse, which tells us that your feelings are pessimistic towards them. How else would Scorpio feel towards this person? Or it's almost suggesting like it can't move forwards. So you're again matching their energy, and it shows defeat. Okay. What causes Scorpio to be in the Seven of Wands reversed and Nine of Pentacles reversed towards this person? Says taking a chance or a new start. Again, it doesn't tell me why. So what's unusual about this reading, Scorpio, is anything to do with starting the connection, it just keeps saying can't start. But it won't give you an answer as to why. Very unusual for a reading. What would cause something that it couldn't start? And you both have detached energy from each other. So this tells us that you and them were in quite a deep entanglement, but now you're not. So there was a lot more to the situation, it's implying. This devil energy can also tell us that there was some type of reoccurring issue that kept persisting. And neither one of you knew how to resolve it, which may have led to this problem. Let me ask one more time, what is the challenge between Scorpio and this person they're not talking to? So it says death. So basically trying to have a new start again. Doesn't tell us why. I don't know. I'm not going to try and figure out this riddle here. Scorpio, here's my final opinion. Alright, this seems to be a person that still has romantic interest in you, but the problem is that they see it as a bit of a loss. I don't know what's caused this issue where it's saying it's unable to start. It seems that both of you in this particular reading, it's a Scorpio and some other person that have aligned energy. In other words, you may think alike, or you, I don't know, your energies are similar in some ways, and your stance is oddly enough very similar to this person. Alright? Both of you seem to, it's suggesting, have some frustration towards this, why it can't move forwards. But there's no reason when I ask why that is. This person actually wanted it to be something more and to be successful, but is not getting it. And or it just doesn't start or go somewhere. I'm not really sure why. And again, what is so unusual is that it shows some type of frustration or disappointment on your side where it doesn't seem to start either. But it's not clear why that is. When I asked the challenge, so death would be trying to essentially find a clean slate or a new beginning over something that was kind of corroded or failed. But then one would ask the question, why doesn't it get there? Like, why isn't there, you know? It almost one would like suggest that there should be with death like a new chapter automatically, but it's why is it saying it's a challenge? It's like it's not happening. Highly unusual reading. I don't know what to make of that. I haven't, done a lot of tarot, and I haven't really had a reading quite like this one. It's got to be some type of weird meaning behind this reading. I don't know. I am genuinely 100% wholeheartedly stumped on this reading. Unusual. All these, like some of these reads have been quite unusual today. Sagittarius. Sag gang. Alright, tell me about a person our Sagittarius are not talking to. Who is this person? What can I know? What can Sagittarius know? What can we all know about this person? Person that is not talking with Sagittarius. It says the Page of Wands reversed. This is a little unclear to me because it's describing somebody that it was an opportunity missed or it failed. Like maybe there was an attempt to do something and it didn't go anywhere. This is like trying to go on a date that went nowhere, planning for a date that never happened, messaging that resulted in dead on arrival after like a couple messages, or something just didn't start. But with the page being there, it would kind of suggest a person that maybe had put effort in, but again, it just dried out or flowed out. For some of you, it could even suggest they just haven't done anything. Tell us about this person that's being described as Page of Wands reversed. How do they feel towards Sagittarius, a person that's not talking with Sagittarius? Says the Magician. So this person wants to start something with you, or sees the potential, and we have 5 of Swords reversed. Okay. How does this person see Sagittarius right now? Person that is not talking with Sagittarius. So they see you as an opportunity, which is confirmed in their feelings, so they see potential with you. What was the 5 of Swords about? says High Priestess. That doesn't tell us anything. Tell us more about the High Priestess. What was not being said? Says some type of drama. What the fuck? So, whatever this is of some significance. It's something that wasn't good. I can't tell if it was being kept hidden or a secret or something. So, Five of Swords carries a lot of not great energies. Alright, it can be like a bit of misleading energy, game playing energy. You can talk about somebody that's being a little one-sided, unfair, misunderstandings, any type of conflict. Why is it showing in the, like, to do the opposite? So it's saying it happened. It's almost saying so like it happened somehow. With this High Priestess, though, there may have been misunderstandings. I'm not really sure. But it's saying to come out of that in their feelings. And then you're looking, it's showing you as a romantic option. So that would be for one reason and one reason only, to clear something up. It may not even be, there's not enough energy here to suggest that was a very big issue. I'm just not really sure what that's about or the significance of it here. We have Seven of Wands that came out. It's possible, fuck, I don't want to retract what I just said, but it's possible some of you just gave up on the situation with this person because of it. Let's just see what else comes out here. Why is this person not talking with Sagittarius? Person that's not talking with Sagittarius, why are they not talking? It says Nine of Swords reversed. Clarify the Nine of Swords reversed. So it's saying they don't want to stress or worry about this. And it's saying the Moon. So evidently this person is just trying to, it's saying they're not talking because they're trying to not stress or worry about this. Because the Moon can talk about uncertainty that breeds problems like stress. This is like the what ifs. Maybe Sagittarius meant this. Maybe this is what was going to happen. Maybe I should have done this. That would be Moon energy. Or maybe this was what was meant. Or maybe I should have, you know, it can be that kind of energy. Regrets, overthinking, overanalyzing something, wondering, misunderstandings. Did I look at it this way? Some people don't want to do it. It's suggesting this person doesn't want to, they don't want to worry about it. It's the opposite of sleepless nights. So this kind of tells us there's some type of concern, like they're just looking at it like from an avoidance standpoint, that it's better to avoid worrying about it, but at the same time they want you. If this person came around Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius see them? If they just came around, person that's not talking to Sagittarius. You have a Queen here. I don't know if you would be interested. Wow, we have the Page here. So evidently that Queen was up something. So you would see this person as wanting to reconnect with you, which is, I guess, pretty neutral here. How would it suggest Sagittarius felt towards this person they're not talking to if they came around? So we have Ace of Swords reversed here. So in your feelings, it would suggest that you feel that this person not being transparent, or they're potentially hiding something or not making something clear to you. So while you might be receptive to them showing up, it's saying you wouldn't really maybe trust them here. Tell us more about the the Ace of Swords reversed in Sagittarius' feelings. What is that about? Says what is that talking about? Nine of Cups. What would it suggest Sagittarius' concern is towards this person? What is the concern? Or warrior? This is a Tower. This is almost implying, Sagittarius, that you wouldn't like... There's some concern around why this person is here. Or why they would show up. What is the Nine of Cups suggesting there? That to me is not ultra clear, because it can imply, just going off the picture here, that this person is just wanting to, you know, this card is actually talking about someone celebrating their achievements. But one would say in a relationship setting, is it somebody in modern day wanting to drink, come around to get drunk, or just have a good time, you know, hook up? Is there a concern that there's a worry here that it's a Sagittarius thinking that's all they're there for? Right? It is a card of excitement, fun, having a good time, celebrating. What causes this Five of Swords and Ace of Swords reversed energy between Sagittarius and this person that Sagittarius is not talking about? It says Chariot reverse. Things keep... There's roadblocks between the both of you, or things keep getting stalled. Or challenges that are... Well, tell us more about what is the chariot... Tell us more about the Chariot reverse. What's causing that? What causes the Chariot to be reversed? What can we know? Says the Nine of Pentacles. Here's my final opinion on this reading. Alright. To me, this seems like a problem where it's a Sagittarius questioning why this person is actually here, and that why I think it's saying that things are getting stalled or stuck is there's a suspicion that this person is like trying to operate or act like it's somebody that is single and that's it. In other words, this idea of pushing for something more beyond that is just an illusion. So, this may be a problem where, again, it's like a Sagittarius expecting or thinking that they're there to progress things into a relationship, but then what you get is that this person is acting and operating like they're single. So you're like, why are you here? You know, you're getting... So this is like, in plain English, mixed signals is what it's almost suggesting like the problem is. What's unusual about this particular reading, given that like pretty much all the readings tonight have been a little unusual in some ways, is that this person kind of sees it like they're approaching you for some interest in a connection, but then it's not going anywhere. But it's showing a problem on your side too, because then you're misinterpreting why they're there. Is that where this conflict came from, maybe? I don't know. Because Five of Swords can be like sometimes a player energy. I hate saying that. I don't like to talk about the whole player crap. I think it's just overused in tarot. But one could ask that in this particular reading, because it's like if somebody is like a Sagittarius wondering, well, maybe this person's just here to have a good time and nothing more, then you may interpret it that this person's just there to get what they want and then dip out. So, what is the positive out of this reading? It's still showing this person has interest towards you. And it is actually suggestive here that they may want to resolve something with you, or at least try and have another go with you. But it is also suggesting that they're not wanting to stress or worry about this too much. So they're seeing potential with you. Let me ask this because this reading is so unclear. as to what this person's doing. We'll see what it says. What is this person's near future intention towards Sagittarius? The person that's not talking with Sagittarius, the one in this reading, what is their near future intentions? What does the energy suggest? Near future intention towards Sagittarius. It says 10 of Cups reversed. Why? What causes that? It says World reversed. Tell me more about the 10 of Cups reversed. Tell me more about the 10 of Cups reversed. I don't understand that. Keeps saying so it's not going anywhere. What causes it not to go anywhere? Why does it not go anywhere between Sagittarius and this person? Oh my god. So then it says the 4 of Pentacles reversed. So it's saying detachment. I don't know, Sagittarius. Here's my opinion on that. It's almost kind of suggesting in some ways that, again, things don't move forwards or they're stalled. There's no connection or bonding between the both of you. But then when I'm kind of asking around, it's vague at best, suggesting potential detachment. So, which would imply that nothing happened, which is already what it's saying is going on. So intentions, I would imagine this person doesn't do much. So, I don't know. What a weird reading. I don't know what to think of this one here, right? Kind of just odd. Capricorn. Tell me about the person our Capricorns are not talking to. Who's this person? What can I know? What can Capricorn know? Person that's not talking with Capricorn. It says the 8 of Swords reversed. Clarify the 8 of... no, what is the 8 of Swords reversed going to? So I'm going to take that because we're splitting the deck on that. Okay, so this is a person that I'm going to assume has made a decision that they still want you in a connection. We actually split the deck here on that too. All right. So this Eight of Swords can tell us when it's upright that it's somebody that is sitting in a situation where they're unsure. The reversal can suggest that they've narrowed something down, a conclusion of some sort. It says it's going to potentially connection, so we'll just take that. Right. How does this person that's not talking with Capricorn, how do they feel? So we know that this person potentially still has interest in you. How do they feel? So we have World. How else do they feel towards Capricorn? So we've got two cards that came out. We've got Judgment reversed, and we have the Queen here. Tell us about the World. This is the Page here. Tell us about a Judgment reversed here. We'll clarify. Tower reversed. So you got somebody here, Capricorn, that still wants you, but it is still unclear about something that happened between you and them in the past, or how something went or ended. There's some concern of it being brought up again, or mentioned, or focused on. And their feelings towards you, like that is going to be a problem. Why is this Page reversed? What's causing that? Saying the Page. So it's saying there's opposites of each other around the world. This tells us that this person is unclear in their mind about where things stand currently between you, if it's closed out, or it could work or grow in the near future. This person also, I think, still has some attraction towards you, strong attraction or desire, something to do with your physical features, the way you dress, the way you act, or how you do something. There's something maybe in your behavior that allures this person. How do they see Capricorn? Person that is not talking with Capricorn, how do they see Capricorn? Again, suggesting here strong with the double energy. This person has some type of, there's something unique about you that they can't, that is pulling them towards you. All right. This can also arise to some degree of obsessive energy with the devil. All right. But when I say that, it would most likely be hidden. In other words, this person wouldn't make that obvious, or maybe they have in the past. I'm not really sure, but there's something about you, about a Capricorn, that this person can't get enough of, or it's like they're not seeing it in some other options right now. So, does this mean to say that you're walking on water and You're just like that magnetic that they, you know, life won't go on without you in the picture. That's not what I'm saying. It's almost suggesting there's a quality, a trait, or something that you do. Maybe it's the way you dress. Maybe it's the way you do your hair. Maybe it's a physical attribute about you. All right, something that you have, all right, or it's the way you look, or something just about you that this person is finding very, very highly desirable. So it's attracting them to you. Irregardless of if the personality, I mean, as far as what this is saying here, it wouldn't even matter if your personalities didn't really align. It's saying that whatever this is attracting them alone by itself is enough to attract them. Why are they not talking with Capricorn if they have attraction towards Capricorn? High possibility of something sexual with whatever this is. That's like, maybe it's a fetish even. So it says here the Five of Wands reversed, and why they're not talking. So it's to not have any friction with you, or they're not like fighting for you, which is odd. Why the Five of Wands reversed? Says the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So it's almost suggesting on this person has very unusual energy, because it's showing that on the one side they're looking, their energy comes with this, the first problem of why try, why bother, I don't want to worry about it. That's what it's saying. If you were to ask them why that is, it's saying, well, it just hasn't worked or hasn't gone in my favor. But at the same time, there is this, again, this insatiable energy toward you, but they're looking at it like they can't do anything about it, so why bother? Because there's some barrier or some problem in the way. So this person's like, this has got to be like a bit of an annoyance to them, I would imagine. Let me rephrase that also. This would be like somebody seeing something that they want, right? So maybe it's like a plate of food that gets put before you, and it looks really good, and they really, really, really want that. But somebody says, you can have that, but you also have to spend the next 8 hours working here doing dishes. There's a problem. You can't just have the plate of food, you gotta do 8 hours dirty dishes. So it's like, what does this person do? So they're like, how do I get the plate of food without having to do the 8 hours of dirty dishes? How do I do that? It's a problem. What exactly in that analogy or whatever that I gave you there, how does that apply to your situation? I don't know. So there's might this be strings attached? But Capricorn's like, well, yeah, you know, the strings are that you gotta give a shit. How do I not have to do that? It also get the pie. If this person came around to Capricorn, how would Capricorn see it? It says the sun reversed and it went over the devil. So that tells us there's moon energy here. Clarify the sun reversed. So evidently, you wouldn't be seeing something. So it says the Ace of Wands. So you would immediately be suspicious as to why this person is here. This Ace of Wands is a spark card. It's an initiation card. Okay. I think it was Tyler Tarot or something like that. It said the dick card. Well, there is some truth in that, because it can talk about like somebody that is just wanting to put energy in to have sex, right? But it can also just be, if it's nothing to do with sexual, things. It can just be somebody that wants to, again, they're putting that Wands energy in for a reason. They want it to generate some kind of chemistry, see where it goes, push it in another direction. But the question is, what is their motive? Well, this person already has desire for something. So this is almost like saying, like, you'd see them as like there's probably a suspicion as to what they're there for, but they're not telling you. How would Capricorn feel towards this person if they came around, this person they're not talking to? You have the World as well in your feelings, both of you. So there could be some mutual interest who wants things to work. Or cross another chapter. At least you're prepared for them. Tits hanging out. Hi. How would Capricorn feel towards this person they're not talking with? I mean, if you know this progression, I mean, Capricorn, I mean, I can see why this person wants to show up. I can see now why they don't want to show up. Hell, I would too. Why am I showing up? I'm just kidding. How would Capricorn feel towards this person they're not talking to? Give me one more card. I mean, you're derobing yourself in the reading. Good Lord. And then we're wondering what this person's obsessing over. If there's that wand, I mean, she's got two of them here. Good Lord. We have strength here. So there would be... tell us about strength. Clarify strength in Capricorn's feelings towards this person. So, 5 of Swords. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, we'll have to take it, but... What is the challenge between Capricorn and this person they're not talking to? It says the High Priestess. Both of these cards are not very helpful. Here's my final impression here, Capricorn. This reading carries some very pent-up energy. Alright, this is, as I think I gave you a pretty good explanation earlier, that it's definitely suggesting a person that seems to have, there is some hidden optimism towards you, some interest towards you, and something that keeps attracting this person towards you. Alright? So, with this, whatever this is that this person's interested in, it may not particularly be a big deal to other suitors, but to this one, it's suggesting it is a big deal. Alright, enough so that it pulls them towards you. Alright, the problem is that this person seems to see some type of barrier where it's like they can't really get what they want without having to deal with something else. It's possible too that some past issue or conflict that happened where it may have been on your side to them, maybe something that you voiced concern over, or an opinion that maybe there was some issue you had with them that you wanted to get clarity over from them, but it's almost like this person's anticipating that would be brought up, or some issue would be brought up on your side. Something that you're wondering about. Maybe you wouldn't immediately, but it's almost like this person's anticipating something will be brought up. There seems to also be some synergy between the both of you. all right? In other words, you're aligned in some ways where you're both kind of wondering if things will cross into a new chapter. With the world energy can tell us, given that you both have it in your feelings, tells us that there's a possibility of what's next, because it can close chapters out and go to a new level. The question is, what happens in the new level? Who knows? We just need to look at this again at Capricorn literally undressing in the reading. Amazing. All right. So it also implies on your side, like, there would be suspicion that you would know why that person's there. So one would ask, are you aware of whatever this is that this person has interest in you for? I knew you'd be back. I don't know. Strength can also suggest there is some hope that things will get better or be different, right? It can be grabbing the bull by the horns, challenges, problems, confidence, hope, all right? Optimism that whatever gets thrown your way, we'll be able to deal with it. So that tells us there is, again, some confidence or hope that something could happen. This High Priestess, though, as a challenge, is not very clear to me, because it can talk about sometimes things being thought about, a lot of things going in one's like subconscious that don't really come out or get revealed. So how somebody would really feel about the situation may not get discussed, right? Like, maybe some people are very vocal about, stating how they are or how they see something or how they feel, or when there's an issue they deal with it right away, and others don't really reveal that very well, right? Like when something's bothering them, they just kind of keep it in or don't say nothing until the pressure cooker is about to explode. I'm not really sure, right? I think this person overall, in my opinion, still has a strong desire towards you, all right? But why this person, it's such an odd reading because of the fact that there seems like, in my opinion, like an insatiable desire here, but like this person's viewing it like they can't have it because of something that's attached. Like there's a string attached, or there's something that, I don't know, like it either was a problem in the past or it'd still be a problem. What is this person? Let me ask this. I don't know if I'll get any clarity over this, but why was there a tower the last time between Capricorn and this person? Why was there a tower? So it says the 9 of Pentacles. Tell us more about the 9 of Pentacles. So there was uncertainty about somebody being single or available. This could have been a problem here too, where there was clouding around, are you and this person actually in a relationship or not? Why is it suggesting this person didn't want to think about it? Or are they being described like this? So this may have been a person that you felt was just not worried about a relationship. In other words, they wanted all the fruit. They wanted to enjoy Capricorn. But you may have felt that they were kind of playing hard to get, or they were giving you the impression like they were going to give you this, but then they didn't want to discuss it, or they didn't want to, and maybe you guys had some issues around that. Right. So maybe this is why it's suggesting there could be some suspicion, like why they're there. Oh, they just want, to have round 5 or something like that, and not really take it any farther than that. I'm not sure what to think, because I would think with this person's magnetic interest in you that they would want a connection and not give you up. But that's not what it's saying. How odd. Good luck to you, Capricorn. I don't know what to say other than... I mean, what do I say to this? I don't know. It's unusual because I'd be like, shouldn't you guys just be together? I mean, if I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, well, would you? Would you leave? I'm like, well, if I really felt that it was something I couldn't get somewhere else, I wouldn't want to give it up. So why did this person do that? Thank God it's Aquarius. Aquarius, you are the second to last sign. We're almost done with this reading, so let's make these last two winners. All right. Tell me about the person our Aquarius are not talking to. Who's this person? What can we know? Can I know? Come on now. Card comes out. It says the Ace of Wands reversed. So someone that it didn't go anywhere with, there either isn't any opportunity, it's stalled, delayed, nothing's happening. There's no spark. It also just plainly say somebody it fizzled out with. Tell us about this person that it just fizzled it out with Aquarius. Person that's not talking with Aquarius. How do they feel? The card comes out. Feel. It says Seven of Swords reversed. How else do they feel towards Aquarius? It says disappointed. We got Five of Cups is a morning energy, so not very happy. Why the Seven of Swords reversed? Says the Queen of Cups reversed. So this is unusual, Aquarius, because it's saying that this is the Seven of Swords is a revelation energy. In the upright, it would suggest something that's concealed. It's stealth. It's, unnoticed, in the background, in the shadows. The reversal can suggest that is no longer the case. All right, and it's going to a queen that is emotionally closed off. So it's suggesting in this person's feelings that they feel that they've become aware that it's an Aquarius that just is not emotionally open to them. All right, at least that's how they're, I guess, viewing it or feeling it. May not have an Aquarius that may not have interest towards them anymore or something like that. All right. Seems like it's disappointing or frustrating for them. How does this person that's not talking with Aquarius see Aquarius? Wow, that's just wanted to like, it just really wanted to come out, so I guess we'll take that. How does this person that's not talking with Aquarius see Aquarius? Give me one more card. It says the Knight of Cups reversed. Wow, it's low. It is not going anywhere. Nothing is happening. They see you as either, again, not trying, not doing anything, or not interested. person that is not talking with Aquarius, why are they not talking with Aquarius? We have Moon here. I don't want to take that. So it says the Two of Pentacles reversed. So it says they're not talking because things are unstable between both of you. And it says Nine of Pentacles. This person may get a sense that you just want to be single, Aquarius, or by yourself. Alright, Nine of Pentacles can also be shopping for other suitors. In other words, it doesn't mean to say you're off the market, it's just to them. In other words, if the right person came around, you would be available for them. Alright? This person may be doing the same. It's possible. If this person came around to Aquarius, how would Aquarius see this person that's not talking with Aquarius? It says you would be undecided about them or contemplating, alright? Which tells us that there is some truth in this, because it is saying this automatically is like, having to think about it. So there's something an Aquarius doesn't like about this person. How would Aquarius feel towards this person that is not talking with Aquarius? If they came around Aquarius, how would Aquarius feel? Says Six of Swords, so that's not bad. So you would almost feel that this person coming around to try and resolve something or to move it, like try and progress things forwards in a different direction. How else would Aquarius feel towards this person? This Devil reversed. Why is the Devil an issue? So it says you're wondering about something about their behavior, if it's better or improved. So this would explain with the Devil, if it was upright, it would imply that you're seeing some type of something you're not liking. But it's saying in the feelings that you would see in the reversal, suggesting like but with the Hermit being here, that there's some wondering about an Aquarius that's like almost like speculating or wondering or contemplating whether something about this person has actually changed or is different. So that tells us that it's a negative, whatever it is negative, or you don't like it. But there's like, because with Six of Swords, it'd be moving to calmer water. So this is like somebody that is hoping that you have somebody show up, right? You start talking with them. You're obviously not wanting things to go, if it didn't work out for certain issues or reasons, one would assume that you're not wanting that to happen again. So this energy is suggesting like this kind of hope that things might go in a different direction, but it's showing you undecided. So in other words, you're not really sure if it will or not. So what does that tell us in plain English? It says that you are aware of some issue with this person that you're still speculating is there. That's why it's saying you're not thrilled with this person, but this person doesn't seem to understand or see it that way, which is where the disconnect is coming in here. What do I mean by that? It's because it's basically saying that from their perspective, you're just shut off and closed off. So it's a you problem, not them. What is the challenge between Aquarius and this person? What is the challenge between Aquarius and this person they're not talking with? It says the Nine of Wands reversed. So it's saying both people seem to have certain qualities or ways about them that are stuck or unable to change. In other words, what it's trying to say there is that this person has a particular way that they view the situation, and Aquarius does too, but neither will compromise their stance or view. Why is that? Why has that become a problem with the Nine of Wands? It says Ace of Wands. Tell us about the Nine of Wands reversed. Give us another card. We have the eight here. Coming back. This King of Cups is reversed. So we have a king and a queen. So there is an emotional problem here. So the Aquarius, when it's saying in a challenge, when the Nine of Wands is reversed, all right, that can be sometimes describing situations where it's like trench-like warfare, or people that settle in their kind of position or stance or view or their behavior towards a person or how they see a particular person. All right, everybody, if they have 10 people that they know, they're always going to have a certain way that they're going to talk and act towards that particular person. All right, some people you're very open with, you can laugh and you can, you know, do whatever, and other people you're going to be a bit more on guard or defensive towards or suspicious of. You know, it just depends. But it's an uncompromising energy. It basically means that you may feel or believe or see things in such a way, and you're not willing to change that. All right? Why would that be the case? It could be from how you've seen things unfold in the past. I don't know. But it's saying like it's a rigid position. All right? And what's unusual is both of you seem to kind of believe in some ways that you're cold and shut off, and this person believes the same thing. So it's like a deadlock that doesn't seem to be able to resolve. How does one resolve this? I'm like looking at this, I'm like, there doesn't seem to be a solution to this. There's also potentially a lack of chemistry here, like, or an ability to kickstart it in another direction. And I find it odd that it's going who this person is, right? As Ace of Wands reversed here. All right, something where it can't, like, delays or it stalls, or there's a lack of spark in the, so without spark there's no ignition, there's no what happens when there's a lack of passion or drive in a connection? It basically says that the emotions go cold, which is exactly what is going on here in this situation. It's saying that is being stifled by this, I don't know, both people and how they are acting. It's actually saying it's leading to disappointment on this person's side. How does Aquarius feel about the Five of Cups? It says the Eight of Swords. So when it comes to this person, apparently it's saying it expresses their emotions more. When it comes to Aquarius, it says you just think about it more, but you don't do anything else beyond that. It says it just stresses you out, or you have a lot of thoughts in your mind that run through around it, but you don't conclude anything. There's all your there's Aquarius's emotions there. You just kind of throw them on the ground. We're pretty efficient at that. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Anyways, Aquarius, that's what I got for you. How do we even describe this kind of union? What it's describing in this reading? It seems like if it was this complicated, one would ask why were these an Aquarius and this person dealing with each other for so long? How, I don't think I can ask this. I think we'll just get a random card, but let's see what it says. How does Aquarius break the Nine of Wands reversed? I don't think I can ask that. It says the Three of Wands. Help push things forwards. We have a Knight here reversed and a King of Pentacles. Tell me more about the King. So this person may be hesitant to reach out to you as well. And the World here. Also a card of moving things forwards. Good luck to you, Aquarius. You in this soup of complication. But it's an interesting reading because it shows that there's like a bit of a... what I find very unique about this reading is that both of you share synergistic energies. In other words, where I'm seeing that is that you both, it's almost implying, have the same similarity number one, and then similarity number two is both of you kind of react where you both are stalling the same ways, and both of you kind of share the same feelings as far as the disappointment of the connection. I'm not saying that you're spending every waking moment you're like crying about it. That's not what we're saying here. It's just showing it's some type of deadened frustration. That it's like it's whatever kind of thing, you know. But it's not excitement. So you guys have very similar energy to each other. But it's like deadlocked in a way that's unusual because it doesn't seem like, it seems like it's almost too similar to the point that it's like colliding. And then also the other thing that I pointed out was like the suspicion on whether it even could move forward. It's like it's an Aquarius that's like, if this person showed up, you'd be like, I don't even know if it will. Like, even if it's going to go anywhere. It's like this, almost this pessimism, like it's probably not. You take it how you want to see it, Aquarius. Alright? I think this person still cares about you, though. That's the thing. Let's go to Pisces. And then we're done. We're done. I'm done with this. Pisces. You're the last sign tonight. Yes. Tell me about the person our Pisces are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Pisces know? We got two cards that come out. We have a Page of Swords here, and we got a Queen of Pentacles reversed. Clarify the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Why is that there? We have a Queen here reversed. I'm going to take that. So that is going to be you. Okay. Why is the, actually this asks, why is the Page here in this person's description? Two of Pentacles, so Why are the queens reversed? What's causing that? So this person's wondering about where you stand. It's saying if something can still work. So the page is curious. But it's saying they're not sure though with the hangman. They're trying to look at things in a different way. How does this person feel towards Pisces? The person that is not talking with Pisces. How do they feel towards Pisces? So again, reinforcing, we got double page energy suggesting this person wants to, in their feelings, wants to come towards you. But given that it's a page of pentacles, that's not suggesting romance. It's suggesting he wants to reconnect with you. Right? We also have this 8 of wands that is reversed. Why is that reversed? So this person, so here's the thing. It is saying that this person wants things to move forwards, but this is the clarification to the 8 of wands reversed, suggesting that while they may want that, they're expecting that it won't go anywhere. So there's already, this energy is kind of like counterintuitive. I don't know how else to really describe it, because it's like somebody that's like saying like, yeah, we can, but I already know it's not going to go anywhere. So it's like, well, why do it then? Well, because I want to, but I already know it's not gonna work. How does this person see Pisces? Person that's not talking with Pisces. Says 3 of Pentacles reversed. Why do they see Pisces like that? What is the reason? It says the Tower reversed. So it says because something that happened between the both of you occurred that was, so keep in mind that when a tower happens, for whatever reason, it's typically not something light. It's supposed to, in the tarot, it's supposed to represent something that can be a big shakeup, all right? So how would that look in a relationship? It would probably suggest that Pisces and whoever this person is had a blowout, a bad separation, or something happened. Maybe it was something was revealed. Who knows? We can be here all day coming up with different things, but it was something that wasn't so good that could have caused a divide or a separation between the both of you, right? And how this person sees you, though, it's suggesting that you won't really want to cooperate or participate with this person. In other words, even if you were to talk with them, it's almost suggesting like you're not going to really play ball or go along with like working with them, or because if you're wanting to make something work between two people, you have to have both parties interested and both parties willing to put effort into something, right? If one party is not really willing to participate, in other words, like maybe you might like respond. Anybody can do that, but you can show like the other person can see your interest is not. It's kind of giving those vibes like you're not really putting much time or effort into this. It's not going to go anywhere. All right. This person's attributing as to why that they think that is because of something that happened between the both of you. In other words, because of that thing that happened, Pisces is not going to be very cooperative. In other words, it doesn't mean to say you won't talk with them. You might, but it's just saying that you're not going to put much effort. Like, or take it seriously, maybe. Why is this person not talking with Pisces? Person that's not talking with Pisces, why are they not talking with Pisces? It says because it didn't work or they did not have success with you. Alright, well that was pretty straightforward. If this person came around to Pisces unexpectedly, How would Pisces see this person? Says strength. Some of you may attempt to hold back or be resistant to this person. How would Pisces feel towards this person that they're apparently resisting or being difficult with? A card shot out. It says, in your feelings. Wow. So the very thing that's in this person that they want to do, it's saying that you would be open to. Don't you think it's a little odd that we've got a page here with a nice big old pentacle in their feelings to you, and you to them, there's a pentacle right there. So despite this holding back business is suggesting you would actually be more than happy to receive that pentacle from them. So we've got conflicting energy because it's showing a Pisces that's being resisting to this person, but at the same time, how else would Pisces feel towards this person that apparently they're... I mean, look at that! So it says the Queen here. So there would still be a interested party from the Pisces side. What is the challenge between Pisces and this person? What is the problem or the challenge? What is the problem or the challenge between Pisces and this person? It says the 9 of Cups reversed. So that is a pretty big issue because it is saying that there is a loss of passion. When it comes to the 9 of Cups, okay, it is one away, just one, away from the 10 of Cups, which is, it's one, not the best, but is one of the best cards in the tarot because it tells us about one of the most important things in life, which is loving connections that are not just throwaway connections. They're connections where there's a bond. You could fall in love with this person. That's where you can be vulnerable with them. You can trust them. Things like that. All right. But this reversal of the 9 of Cups tells us that it didn't get there. And not only did it not get there, it's stagnating, and it can go as far as to describe situations where it starts to feel like it's just us having sex with no love. All right? So that's why the card can then talk about sometimes things becoming a bit depressing, or you're like getting this unrequited sense. Doesn't mean to say that you fully feel like that, but you're getting a sense like, what am I getting from this? So I'm not really sure where that disconnection is coming from here. All right. One thing I will say though is that this person doesn't actually reveal. Their energy is not really revealing. So either they're just good at hiding it, or I'm just not picking up on it very much, because it's like this person would make a great politician, because it's like, it's like they're good at hiding things. I'm not really sure. This person could be a fire sign or an earth sign. It shows the Pisces that still would have interest in this person, but one thing is that this person may also have air qualities as well. This person may lack a strong ability to really express themselves romantically. I would almost imagine it could be near absent, which is probably a part of the problem here, because this could be a Pisces that is wanting to see more of that, and they're struggling to see that from this person. It shows you in a more of a shut-off energy towards them. So even if they came around, it would suggest that you would be still trying to be standoffish or resistant to them. What the reason why it's saying that is, I don't know. All right, but it's saying that despite that, you would still be wanting or have interest towards this person. So why is that conflicting? It's because it's saying you're doing two different things. One where you're resisting them, but at the same time wanting them. So I don't know. This person seems to be slightly confused because they interpret your behavior in some ways as something that happened as to why you are the way, why you act like you do. So, did this person leave? Is that why? Also, maybe you were disappointed about something, Pisces. What else can we know about the Five of Cups? It says you are disappointed about the relationship. A Pisces that was upset. This person seems to know that you are. I'm not really sure what to say about that, Pisces, because again, I already said that this person seems to not, in my opinion, maybe it's just the way they are, they don't seem to approach emotions. I'm guessing here, based on what I'm seeing here. They may not approach feelings or romance the same way that you do, which could be a conflict of interest here. Because that means that anytime they don't mean something, you're going to assume it another way, right? So, I guess we know why the queens are reversed here. What is the near future intentions with this person that seems to have issues with Pisces? Wow, so it's the Nine of Cups. So evidently this person is going to try, it's suggesting, still make this work between you and them at some point. Alright? So even despite it saying why they're not talking, it didn't work, it's still saying this person has interest to try and make it work. Well, I'll take that. At least it's a little bit better than some of the other outcomes in the readings. That is it, Pisces. We're done. Good luck to you. Alright? If you got something out of my readings, I would appreciate it if you left a like. And for the handful of you that watch my videos from start to finish, alright, I didn't know, but apparently what YouTube says is that some people just leave the video running. I don't know if you're falling, I'm assuming it's because people fall asleep to my video running or something, but thank you, because it does help the channel a lot when you do that. Alright, so if you like falling asleep to me just babbling, hey, I'm all for that, because YouTube, again, does like that, and it does help the channel. Alright, so bye for now, guys. Hopefully you got something out of that.